Hello everyone, welcome to another video tutorial of the series OmniStudio. In this video, we are going to cover set errors and messaging. So let's get started and create a new OmniScript for that. Let's name it as test guided journey and we'll give the type as guided and journey. Alright, so first we are going to see the messaging element and how they works. So in a step, let's say we have some in IPs or data raptors. Based on that, we are receiving some key value pairs, and on that, let's say we are getting some value and we want to show the messaging element here. For example, we have an OTP. So let's set that OTP by doing a set values. Let's say there is a system and we are getting the OTP, and that OTP is 1 2 3 4 5. All right, and what we want is we need to give a field here, maybe a text field, and in this text field we need to verify this. So it will be verify OTP, and we're going to label it as enter OTP. So if somebody enters the right OTP, then we should be able to move to the next step. So we'll create another step for that and we'll remove this. All right. So if somebody enters the OTP and tries to go next, so if the OTP matches what is needed, then they'll be allowed, and if the OTP is wrong, then they'll get an error message here and they'll not be able to proceed to the next step. So we are setting it using set values for now, but the data source can be anything. Now we'll add the messaging first. Firstly, we'll configure both true and false conditions, and we can configure that in validate expressions. Now it needs the field which we want to equate with and the value. So what we'll do is we'll take the name of this field, that is verify OTP, and we want to configure this validate expression. So we want is this field, the verify OTP, if the value is equals to OTP, that is the set values. So if it is equal to this, then the condition is true and we want to show that the OTP is correct. Let's just do this, and for the false condition we'll just do the OTP is incorrect, and we have set this condition already. We can preview it. So by default it will not match this the condition, so you'll always see that the OTP is incorrect. But if you'll enter the values and it will match the actual OTP, then it will say that the OTP is correct and you will be able to move to next screen. However, if it is incorrect and we try to click on next, it will not let us move forward, and the reason for that is it is validating the step as well, and it can be configured. Basically it is requirement, so that's why it is not able to move forward. However, if you want to just show the warning, that is, now it will let you move forward. So let's do this. So although this is incorrect, but this is just a warning, it's not a requirement. In this case, you'll be able to move forward to the next screen. So this is the difference between warning and requirement. There are other configurations as well. You will not want to set a success because it is for the true condition. We'll keep it as requirement for now. And one more thing, that you will always get this message even though you haven't started entering anything in this. So this is not a very good user experience. We can configure it, or we can add a condition to this element by setting it here. That is, we want to show this message only when the verify OTP does not equals to blank. So if you have entered something and it is incorrect, then show the failed message or the false message. And if you have entered something and it is correct, then you show the success message. So let's do it again. Now you won't see anything, and when you actually add something, click outside, then it will show you any value. If you enter the correct password, OTP, then it will show the success message. And if you remove anything if you'll not keep anything at all in this and click outside, it will disappear because nothing is there to compare. So it's a good user experience that you don't show anything until you enter anything in the field. This is the messaging element. Now you might have a requirement where you want to show error, or you want to make something required basically. So in our case, we see that this field is not actually required. So, and there is no error messages as well. So when you'll click on next, you'll be able to move forward, but this should be required, and we do not want to set it using the required, because there are fields which don't actually there are conditions where we do not want to do it manually. By setting this field as required, and there are conditions which which decides that if this is going to be a required field or not, or you need some value in this field or not. In those cases, we can use set errors. So we'll do that. In set errors as well, you need to configure where do you want to show your message. So it will be for the element verify OTP, that is this text field, and you need to enter the message, please enter a value, and you can save it. Now the problem is, if you'll not have any, like at this time we have not configured any conditional view, so it will be always executing, like irrespective of the value, it will always be there, and you will always get the error. I'll show you how. So if you click on next, you'll always get this, and this is by set errors. Okay, but even if you enter something, you still get this. Okay, this is not letting us move ahead because of the required messaging. We can change it to warning maybe, and then try to preview it again. In this case, it will try to move ahead, but you will get the error again. Now we only want this when this is empty. Like if you are still entering something in this, it's the correct OTP, but if you still hit next, you'll still get the same error. So you have to make it conditional, and in here we want to set this. So we only want to show it when this is equals to blank. The value in this is blank, then only show this, otherwise we don't need this. So this is blank, and this time if we try to click on next, we'll get the error. If we enter the correct OTP and hit on next, we will be allowed to move forward. We were talking about a use case for this. It's like, let's say we have multiple fields here, and what we want is if somebody fills in the first field, which may or may not be required, then the second field should have some value. So we cannot make it required directly. We can do it using set errors, that if this value is filled with some value and the second one is empty, in that case you can configure this using AND condition or whatever, like your condition is, you can set it, and that way you'll be able to make a field required by not actually marking this as required. So that sums up my video. Let me know if you have any questions in comment section. Please like, share and subscribe. Thanks for watching.